Freedom is coming. Every captain. We're not slowing down. If your legs get tired, tell the devil he's a liar.
Yeah.
Let's go. We ride in Jesus' name. Break chains of sin and shame. Declare Jesus to the ends of the earth.
Well, good morning, Get Wrecked for Recovery crew. So, it's day number 11 of the Redeeming Eden Cycle Tour. RECT, Get Wrecked for Recovery. And this is the Reset Tour. A bicycle trip around the Southeast to raise awareness that there are addiction recovery options available, that you don't have to die in your addiction. There's churches, celebrate recoveries, and rescue missions all over the nation, all over the world, that just want to help you, talk to you, and love you if you find yourself battling addiction. So I'm here at the Colinwood Fire Department Pavilion Park Camping Area. I think that's what it's called. And slept on the old pentagram last night. Had a super peaceful night's sleep, just covering this area with the love of God. It was really, really peaceful. I stayed up till I went to sleep yesterday at 7 o'clock, and then I ended up waking up at 11:30 and working on the video last night throughout the night. But I found out something that may be the best tip if you're a camper in general, or bicycle camper, or whatever. If you sit down on your butt, your keister, and you don't have anything to lean against, like in a tent, I can't lean against this. This chair. So I turned the Hillinox chair sideways, right? So I don't know if it's made to do this. I mean, the branding looks like it is. But instead of sitting up off the ground, I'm sitting on my butt. This is where my back would usually be. And then my butt would be on the seat part. I've got it turned sideways, laid down, and it makes the most comfortable, seated recliner. And you sit on it, you actually are sitting on it, so it stops it from sliding that way. Either way, so now, I'm set. This is what I've needed forever. I don't know if you ever noticed in the other videos, but I used to pile that red bag and everything up at the back end of this mattress where my head is, to make it something I can lean against while I worked on the videos. Either that, or I was constantly sitting down, leaning against that, sitting up, stretching my back, crouching over, working on the video. This thing right here just solved all my problems. I can either sit outside the camp, or I can sit inside the tent. So, big win for the Hillinox chair, and it only weighs a pound. This may now be my new favorite. I've always said that my Lucy Light is my favorite piece of camping equipment, because it's solar powered. I just put it on the back of the bike and charge it, and then it hangs from the top of the tent, and I've got light at night. But now this, being able to sit, I cannot tell you how I mean, it's enough for me to talk about for a minute, maybe more than a minute. It's that great. It's that great for me. So anyway, it rained last night. It's foggy now. It's kind of a weird day. I think that there is a cold front coming in, and there's going to be a lot of rain with that. Heavy, thunder shower line of storms, and then after that, I'm going to get some cool air and some sunshine. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. I don't know exactly when that's coming through. I can actually get breakfast this morning. I'm in a town, which is so nice. I don't think I've had breakfast yet. Other than Christy, cooking breakfast for us on those 3 first days. This is going to be nice. Also got pizza left, so I've got lunch. Yeah, let's get on the road and find out what's out there. I love you guys. I'll see you later. All right, well, breakfast has been had. Time to send home some postcards and some souvenirs for the kids from Mississippi, and get on the road. Breakfast was amazing. Had it at a gas station. Couldn't beat it. Sausage, egg, and cheese on toast, it was just phenomenal. Anyway, let's go. All right, so this is Glen Rock Branch. I came down here actually looking for water at the restroom. There's like a restroom and then picnic area, and the picnic area is gorgeous. Shaded down here at the bottom of the hill. But the restroom up there has the water turned off. They've got water in the sinks, but I'm always like hesitant about using the water out of the sink if the fountain's turned off, in case there's like, you know, a water boil notice in the area, whatever, I don't know. A lot of it's just because of COVID, and I understand that. But I still just don't want to try it out. I could filter it, but I'm not going to do that. I've been carrying 2 bottles of water, big bottles of Dasani, just in case I ran into, you know, a situation like this anywhere. So I've got enough. But anyway, with all that being said, there's a giant cave over here, like overhang. You can tell somebody used it for many years. The water is just like a slow trickle down through here. There's some giant like rock formations, and you can't really tell it from the video because the video's flat. It's giving you a 2D perspective, but this shelf goes up and that comes out and over. Some big giant like slab rock that's fallen down. But I think the coolest thing that I can find is right up here, if I can get the sunlight out of the lens. This rock is just like balancing up there on that thing there. It's really interesting looking. I'm going to try to get like some closer footage of it for you. But anyway, that's kind of where I'm at with what's going on right now. So let's get back on the road. Just wanted to record this real quick. Farmlands on both sides of the camera. This way and that way. It's just gorgeous. Perfectly blue sky, cloudy, nice day. It's a little warm, but it feels good. Alright, so I stopped here under this awning to get out of the sunshine for a little bit. And the road actually, you can turn and go up the old Natchez Trace. I think I'm going to do it. It's 1.5 miles. And it follows some ridges and overlooks and stuff. But some of these other signs were interesting. First, it showed the boats down here that you can see that they used to use, which I thought was pretty neat. And then this one says, you know, travelers on the trace. And it talks about post riders, soldiers, circuit riding preachers, the cane tucks, but circuit riding preachers, it says, you know, Christian missionaries followed the trace. They established schools and churches among the Indians and in the frontier settlements. And then the last sign says, you know, the hazards of the trace. And it talks about thieves, swamps, swollen streams, and insects. But one of them says torrential rains. And Alexander Lewis wrote in 1811, the most profuse heavenly shower bath I ever enjoyed. I would rather take my chance in a field of battle than in such a tornado again. Well, Alexander Lewis, I feel you. I feel you on that one. Anyway, let's go check it out. Well, here's a super historically significant place. This is an old stand, so it's like a shop that they used to have that was an inn. People on the trace could get some goods here and stay the night if they needed to. And Meriwether Lewis stayed here. You know, I followed the Lewis and Clark expedition all the way across the U.S. on the Trans-America Trail, and then ran into it again in Harpers Ferry, West Virginia, on the C&O. But here at this cabin, he stayed here one night, and it's contested as to how he actually passed away. There's several different theories, but the most historically accepted one is that he actually committed suicide here. So I don't know what kind of depression he was suffering from, but he was on his way up to Washington to enact some kind of political venture that he was in. You know, he went from explorer to politician after all the fame of his journeys. But anyway, yeah, they've got a monument over here, and this is the actual old inn, the old stand is what they call him, that he stayed in that night. And that's just, it's really interesting to me. It's interesting to have followed his journey as much as I have and realized that that's the way that he chose to end it. It makes me wonder if, you know, like alcohol or something like that wasn't involved. Maybe a mental health issue, I don't know. Either way, yeah, so I'm going to ride over here. I talked to Fall Hollow Campground. They're 6 miles away. I've got 57 miles to the end of the Natchez Trace Parkway from where I stand. I would like to make it to there, but they haven't called me back. I've only got like 1 bar of 3G service up here. If they call me back, then I'll head that way, and that'll put me 50 miles from the inn, which I can do in a day easily, no problem. If not, then I'll be staying at the campground here, which is down in a holler, half a mile, which I don't really want to do. I know there's not going to be any cell service whatsoever down there. But one would cost me a few dollars, might have better cell reception. I don't know. Might have food. That'd be really nice. Anyway, yeah. Gonna go over here to the monument. Hopefully they've called. If they haven't, you'll see what I decide to do. that is the actual place that he's buried. You can see back there that stand, and it's on the old trace. So the fences back here, I don't know if you can see those, mark the old trace. And then right here's the old trace. So I mean, like, literally, this was where history happened. And it says he died in 1809, and he was born in 1774. So he was born like 2 years before the Declaration of Independence was signed. He managed to do all this stuff that he did by the time that he was 35 years old. Like, that's mind-boggling to me. I don't really, I guess when I think back about history, I don't think about, because I'm 38, I don't think about, like, when I think about Meriwether Lewis, I still picture him like as Lewis and Clark as like older men doing what they did. But they were young guns, like they were getting it done. That's crazy. Like, it's amazing. It's amazing. Anyway, yep, gonna head down the hill now. Well, it is getting dark fast, so I did have to come down into a holler, or a hollow as it's called here. But it's actually, it's not too bad. Like, you just kind of stay on the top of a ridge and everything else falls off around. So it's down there, and then the other direction, it's down. I think I might have enough service to get this posted tonight. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see whether it works or not. There is a storm coming in, like a bad storm. So hopefully everything works out for that. I tried to stay out from any under any deadwood. But yeah, it was just a crazy day today. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. I am so tired. Like, there were 2 convenience stores. One of them was too far off the route for me to go to, and the other one, when I got there, the lady was like closing everything down. And I was like, can you make anything, like, you know, on the griddle, whatever? She was like, no. I was like, where's the next food? She was like, probably for you, Nashville. I was like, oh my gosh. But it's okay. All the water has been shut down everywhere. I think I might be able to get some from a spigot over here. All the water fountains since Alabama, in Alabama and forward, have been shut down. All the ones south of Tupelo were open. But yeah, you know, one thing I'm finding in the South, it's really strange. So, like, I've been all over the United States bicycle touring, sharing the gospel, having different conversations with thousands of people. And in the South, like, the response that I'm getting is, you know, well, bless your heart, or, you know, that's so good. I had a 27-minute conversation with a lady earlier, and I was just telling her, you know, about what God had done for me, and she wasn't really letting me get in on a word edgewise, because she wanted to tell me about her church's potluck from last week, and how Jesse and Sue came down with the COVID, and they're all worried that everybody else in the church and all of Wayne County's you know, messed up with COVID, but how good the pork and beans were. It was just like the strangest conversation for her to be so ingrained in, we'll call it religion, and like just not even really remotely care that we're writing for people who've passed away from addiction. And you know, not that anybody should, don't get me wrong. I feel like this is more of a Paul thing, where he, you know, he's like noticing the different things going on in the church. But anywhere I've run into people, you know, anywhere else other than the Bible Belt, even if they're not Christians, even if they don't believe at all, they're receptive to what I'm saying. And they're receptive to the conversation. Like, here in the South, it's so weird. And especially like in all those other places, the real deal Christians are like the real deal. Like, they're sold out. Like, you know, just from conversation, like, they're the real deal. Like, and here, it's almost like people wear the badge, I'm a Christian, because everybody else around them does, but they almost don't know how to act. They don't know how to be a Christian. And for such a churched population, like, people, there have been ladies wearing like Be the Light shirts and different things that I have like tried to get a genuine conversation going, and it's just like, We don't have time for that. We're headed to church. And it's just been strange. It's been strange. I wanted to say that because it's just been really strange. You know, it's just been really strange. It is totally different in the Bible Belt than anywhere else that I've shared the gospel. And I think because it's so ingrained. You go to church Sunday morning, Sunday night, Wednesday night. That's your service. That's what you do for Jesus. And that's not it. Like, I don't get to go to church on these rides, you know. Matter of fact, we didn't get to go to church often when I was home because Christy was working the COVID floor, the active COVID floor, and we wanted to be safe and, you know, not literally carry COVID into the church. So we did a lot of the online worship and stuff, but there's like a big difference between those who worship God in spirit and in truth and those who are like, yes, I'm a Christian. And it's evident, like it's visible. And what's so strange to me is that the place where they're known for the Bible Belt, they're known for the Bible, literally, it's called like the Bible Belt. They don't live out the Bible. It's so strange. So strange. Anyway, that's my rant. That's the end of the video for today. Like I said, I'm so tired. I've got to do like 57 miles tomorrow to get to the end of the trace, and I don't know if there's a campground there or not. Don't have any idea, but we'll see. So if you know anybody who's passed away from addiction in any form or fashion, please drop their name in the comments or find me through the Papa link in the description, and I would love to ride for your person and celebrate their life with you for a day. If you know anybody who's actively addicted, share this with them. I don't want to see anybody else die from addiction. I know you don't either. Let's use Redeeming Eden as a tool that we might save a life. This is the Reset Tour, the Redeeming Eden Southeast Tour, and it's a reset. I'm trying to like change the videos up. I know the last couple days have been like long intros and long endings, but I'm trying to move away from all that and keep the videos palatable. And I need your help with that. I need you to comment on the videos on YouTube, like the videos on YouTube, share the videos on your social media profiles. Thank you so much, Bryan Dangelmaier, for all of the times that you're sharing. Like, I don't know, I can't see how many other people are sharing, but every time, like, I post a video, he shares it on his page. So cool, so cool. Thank you so much for doing that. You never know who it's going to affect. But yeah, do know that Redeeming Eden is a nonprofit ministry through International Gospel Outreach. I'll leave a link to them in the description. Also, you can go there and you can find out more about Redeeming Eden and about the Cody Jordan Forever Funeral Fund. So yeah, from here in state number 30, Tennessee, in the Bible Belt, on the Natchez Trace Parkway at the Meriwether Lewis Campground. I love you guys. Jesus loves you. I'll see you later. Have a good night. Oh, hi there. So you thought I'd come to this beautifully nice water, first water I've seen like this on the entire trace, and not go swimming? You know better than that. Woo, that's cold. Yeah, that's cold. Oh, it feels so good, but it is so cold.